I really apologize for the inconvenience caused. But now we are resuming the live streaming again. So my name is Keisuke Inami, working as a Chief Assistant to General Producer of Nareッジ Capital Association, taking you to this real physical facility of the Nareッジ Capital. And now it's just 10:05 in Japan, so this facility is supposed to be closed for the public, but it's always enjoyable and exciting stay behind the closed facility, isn't it? So we are having a special program tonight, but first of all, we would like to invite you through these exhibitions. For example, as you can see, here is an interactive virtual band. Usually a lot of children will play with this device. So as you can see, there are a lot of booths inside this area. This facility is called the Lab, the world best laboratory. Together, we invite the general public and business person, specialists, and interact with these contents to create new collaboration. So today we are having, as I said, a special program which was created through collaboration of Nareッジ Capital participants. At this studio, everything was up and ready. But just before that, we would like to introduce a little bit about ACIC, Asia Creative Innovation Channel, which we are actually delivering this stream, and also the Nareッジ Capital Association. So ACIC, in short, is a joint platform of the 7 international partners of Nareッジ Capital and established by the collaboration of these partners. And every week, every Friday, we take turn and broadcast a lot of contents of various inspirational activities to the world. So today is the turn of the Nareッジ Capital. So we would like to start the presentation here. So as you can see, this is the ground front Osaka, and here this is Nareッジ Capital. So Nareッジ Capital opened its door in 2013 as a field of creating new values. Our concept is the fusion of human creativity and technology, resulting in the birth of new values. Not only just the new improved products, but also the cultures, activities, and new communities that we can work together. In order to facilitate this communication, we are inviting a lot of people from different perspectives, like researchers, scientists, business persons, artists, what we categorize as a professional, but as well as the general public, including students, senior citizens, and families. In fact, we are equipped with myriads of facilities in this building, starting the Knowledge Salon, the members-only salon, to meet and interact. And then the place for creation, we have offices and the prototype creation workplace. And then once the prototypes and technical samples are ready, we have this lab and also the showrooms surrounding the atrium. We have bigger space to interact with the wider audience, like theaters, convention halls, and conference rooms. So Nareッジ Capital, in a word, is an ecosystem and one-stop service that we can provide for anyone who wishes to create new value. So today, we are having a special performance called Fu-Yu-Sho, which is a new calligraphy performance merging virtual reality and live music. So just before starting this performance, I would like to welcome Mr. Takuya Nomura, the general producer of Nareッジ Capital.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Takuya Nomura, general producer of Nareッジ Capital, Osaka, Japan. This performance is Nareッジ Capital's special program made for tonight. Please enjoy.
So, well, breathtaking performance, isn't it? That was Fu-Yu-Sho, the new calligraphy performance merging virtual reality and the live music. So we are now moving on to the next session, which is a talk session amongst the performers today. So we have 4 performers, and I would join later to talk about the behind-the-scenes story of this performance. So as introduced at the beginning, this place is a part of the Knowledge Capital facilities, which is called the lab, the World Best Laboratory Together. So we have also the exhibition out the door, and we have this active studio, mainly used for these kinds of events and performance. So Knowledge Capital has other interactive, very well, facilitating the communication between different participants and partners. So this Fu-Yu-Sho is actually a project created by each participant from different backgrounds, but working together to produce the new value. So we really like to hear these stories. So I think the setting is almost ready, just waiting for one more person to come on, which is the center person, I would say. So as a part of this ACIC, it was under the situation of COVID-19, of course, and it was difficult to move across the world freely because of this pandemic. But we organized an Asia Creative Innovation Summit to start or restart the dialogue or conversation amongst the partners. And then, well, actually, which was resulted in the creation of this ACIC. We are pleased to join this platform and host this platform on behalf of these international partners. So I really like to say thank you all for the partners and all the performers and all the viewers as well. So please hit like, please share, comments, hashtag ACIC. So even in the middle of the performance, you can interact with the YouTube and also the Zoom webinar. So I presume now is the time to move on to the next program. So let me just join this part. So, big, deep breath, isn't it? I presume it was a great success of the performance. And the next session is for a talk, right? So, first of all, I would like to introduce the performers one by one first. From the father, from my side, Mr. Atsuhiko Yasuda, the CEO of Zooms Corporation Limited, and also a researcher of Knowledge Capital. He actually takes charge of creation of this VR system, Fu-Yu-Sho itself. So the next is Ms. Gyokuran. She's a calligrapher, as you say, but not only the 2D calligraphy, she does this kind of performance along with Mr. Yasuda. And next is Mr. Takeshi Kitaura, CEO of Midway Software Designs Corporation Limited. He actually today plays a keyboard, but originally his business is a software creation and software design, software management itself. So I really like to interested how these things are related. And back here we have Mr. Aizea French. He is a communicator at Knowledge Capital. So actually he works for Knowledge Capital. Right, so relax now. Okay, so I would like to start with Mr. Yasuda. And thank you very much for joining today. And I really like to hear the first inspiration of this Fu-Yu-Sho, because this is a unique combination of virtual reality and calligraphy, isn't it? So what was originally from?
Okay, as a content creator, I have been very interested in virtual reality, VR, and MR, AR, the technology, because VR is a kind of technology that can create a human experience.
Right.
Okay? And I feel that it has a great potential. And actually, I met Gyokuran-san, who performs beautiful calligraphy,
Yes,
VR calligraphy today, actually in Bangkok, Thailand.
In Bangkok?
Yes.
Right.
When we went to Design Expo held there, we first met there, and we discussed the ideas of using VR to transform Japanese culture into art performance.
Interesting. There. This was the point that the kind of technology meets the human creativity.
Yes.
In
yes,
Bangkok.
Yes, in Bangkok. Yes. Thank you for Thailand.
Right. Thank you, Thailand. Of course, we have the Thai partners on board in amongst the 7 international partners. So you actually participated in the design week, and you met Gyokuran-san, and then you started the project. So, of course, this is not created by the very simple track, isn't it? Because the complication and you can see it and you can feel it. So I really like to ask, what was the technical difficulties in the process of creating this Fu-Yu-Sho?
The calligraphy has a long history
Yes.
as a Japanese art culture. Okay, so that requires a very delicate expressions.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the slight difference of thickness or degree of blurring
Mm-hmm.
may change the atmosphere of the entire work.
Right.
So I had very hard time expressing those subtleties in the VR.
Right. So subtlety, a kind of representation of Japanese culture, like entire
Yes.
culture. But when it comes to calligraphy, that is more specific or a strong expression as a letters or the calligrapher's writes. So that was the most difficult part you faced in the process of creating this
Yes,
video
yes.
show.
I really
Right.
had a hard time.
Really had a
Yes,
hard
yes.
time.
But
Okay.
we can manage to create a kind of prototype
Mhm.
today. So I'm very happy
Right.
about that.
Thank you very much for joining. And we'd like to move on to Gyokuran-san next. And thank you very much
Thank you
again
very
for the
much.
great performance, that the splendid atmosphere that you created inside this active studio. So it was a completely different setting. So we can, I hope that everyone enjoyed this atmosphere as much as we do. So we'd like to ask the Gyokuran-san regarding the difference between 2D calligraphy and 3D calligraphy, because you usually write on the sheets of paper, but you do perform in the 3D spatial area. So what was the difference between these two?
Well, it's a big difference for me.
Yes, I presume so.
Yeah, it's more difficult in VR for me to express the strengths of brush, stroke,
Mm-hmm.
which is an important element for calligraphy. So when I move a writing device slowly, the stroke becomes thicker, and vice versa.
Right. So there is a kind of setting from
Right.
Yasuda-san
Yeah,
created.
that's his good business.
Good business. Nice work.
Yeah, so I always try to act as much as possible to
Right.
yeah
Yes, we saw a lot of
Yeah.
movements of the body itself, not only just the calligraphy, but the action you make is more like entertaining as a calligraphy, isn't it?
yes it is. I hope everybody are enjoying.
Well, I believe so, yes. And actually the next question is, this is a kind of a new trial, isn't it, with the combination of the live music and doing for global live streaming. So simply, how was the impression of the
Impressions?
of the performance? Did you enjoy?
Yes, I did enjoy the performance. Thanks to everyone. And I have to say it was challenging for me to do it in 4 different languages.
Yes, I have to say
Yeah,
so too,
and
yes.
I tried my best not to write the stroke in a long order.
All right. So yeah, actually I was really impressed that you actually memorized how to write the Thai language and also the Korean language. So not only just the Chinese character or the form you are already familiar with. So that was a very hard challenge for her too, I believe. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So next up is Kitaura-san, Mr. Kitaura. We'd like to ask simply also the impression of the performance today. So what was, well, everybody perhaps might think that it was pre-recorded, or is it an ad-lib, or to what extent you played the keyboard on ad-lib or pre-recorded?
Yes, I mainly played ad-lib.
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 Relieved to hear that. Yes.
ad-lib. But there are some technical installations
Mhm.
in the performance.
Right.
I used a system with an algorithm to create the music in minute.
Right, in the middle of the performance. Okay, so
It
The music-
recognizes a unique phrase instantly.
so as you play,
はい。
the algorithm
Yeah.
creates the music simultaneously.
Right.
Oh wow.
And
so
in able to produce more sound than one played by two persons.
Right. So yes, the single keyboard makes a very thin sound, but you also heard the thick, the backgrounds, also the simultaneously produced sound. That was really interesting. Did you implement any other technical or system behind the scene?
I also implementation physical modeling synthesis.
Physical modeling synthesis, right.
It can simulate in virtual source of sound.
Well, that sounds really interesting.
Digital signal processors. Today, I simulated in Kim in Thailand.
Right, so the traditional musical instrument in Thailand.
To express an exotic tone of music.
Right, so yes, there's at the beginning of the part we heard a kind of exotic melody, which was actually created by the physical simulation or physical like music source, which was simulated in the computer. Right, so that one also reacts along or according to your musical play. Right, that was really interesting. Well, as I introduced, Mr. Kitaura runs a company of the software design, so you can really note this information which was running behind his play. Thank you very much. And at last but not least, so Mr. French, but as I said, he usually works for Knowledge Capital as a communicator. So let me just call it easy as I call you usually. So yeah, we spent a lot of time together for working at Knowledge Capital, but I really don't know the musical backgrounds that you have. So would you please talk a little bit about those backgrounds? Mics?
Great. So I started playing violin when I was 6 years old. Back in Los Angeles where I grew up, my aunt started a program for inner city youth to begin playing violin.
Right.
So starting at a very young age, all the way to university, I've studied violin.
So it's a kind of long experience of playing violin and performing in front of the audience. So do you play in Japan too?
Yes. Well, aside from this event, I've also been able to perform at some venues like the Hard Rock Cafe or the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. So
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been great.
Interesting. So this is something extra, or this is something alongside with your work as an occupation here at Knowledge Capital. So actually, you newly joined this team, and well, actually, this was created like a 3 weeks span when we first met. So what do you usually do at Knowledge Capital as a communicator?
Well, I'd love to explain. So here at Knowledge Capital, I'm what's called a communicator. So I'm one of a team of about 8, and we essentially interact with everyone from business professionals to everyday people and figure out how to make technology and innovation happen in the lab here, which we saw earlier.
Right, so yes, obviously I know the job, but actually I can't stop asking because the audience should be very much interested, how you do usually. So do you have any speculations for the future to play the violin with the SLAW members?
Yes. Yes, I mean, I love any opportunity that I have to be able to perform, and it was amazing to work with this team and create a new experience of virtual reality and improvisation.
Right.
It was really an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to more.
Thank you very much. Well, we would like to send a big applause to all the performers here. So although the talk session was quite short, but I hope you enjoyed very much. And if you have any further comments, questions, you can post it on YouTube, or you can you can leave any comments there. So thank you very much for joining, and we would like to move on to the next session. Thank you. So at the end of this program, we would like to invite Mr. Naoki Hiekata, the Deputy General Manager of Knowledge Capital Association, for the closing speech.
Good evening, everyone. Okay. Good evening. I'm Hiekata at Knowledge Capital. I hope you enjoyed Fu-Yu-Sho, the new calligraphy performance merging virtual reality and live music. As explained at the beginning, Knowledge Capital was established in 2013 in Osaka, and its concepts to create new values through fusion of human creativity and technology. We launched the Asia Creative and Innovation Channel last July with our international partners. It was not easy to decide what we should deliver on this channel, which was dedicated to information and activity of arts, culture, new products, and startups. We believe innovation is not something achieved by a single person, but exchange with various peoples is essential to make it happen. In fact, Knowledge Capital is a platform with a variety of participants, such as scientists, researchers, business persons, artists, and the general public. Each of the activities is worth spreading on ACIC. However, we finally concluded to deliver this Fu-Yu-Sho because this project represents Knowledge Capital's concept very well. A calligrapher, Ms. Gyokran, has been working together with a VR engineer and content creator, Mr. Yasuda, which is good harmony of human creativity and technology. In addition to that, Mr. Kichaura, a software developer, and Mr. French, a communicator who interlink and coordinate people and information at Knowledge Capital, joined this project to enhance interactivity and improvisation. What is wonderful about this project is not only the quality of the performance, but the fact that it's created through collaboration of members with different backgrounds and nationalities. I hope you felt the power of collaboration that creates the new values. We are afraid that the expansion of COVID-19 prevents us from moving freely across the world to develop this kind of collaboration project as before. ACIC is a joint ACIC is a joint platform with 7 international partners in Asia, working remotely to bring new values to the society. And this channel continues to next week. We are excited to see what would be presented from our partner. Finally, if you like today's performance, please hit like button. We are also happy to see your comments to today's live streaming. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Thank you very much for the speech, Mr. Hiekata. That was the speech from the Deputy General Manager of Knowledge Capital. So as Mr. Hiekata implied, this ACIC will continue to the next week, the next Friday. So for next Friday, the Hong Kong partner, the Cyberport, would present a unique program, which would be the presentation, I suppose, which was a project tackled under the situation of COVID-19. So the further detail would be announced on Facebook or website, and also at the Knowledge Capital's official media, including the website, mail magazines, and so on. So please do not fail to view the next week's session. So I would like to draw a close to this session, but this performance and this program altogether created by the participants of Knowledge Capital as a partner, and also all the staff involved in this project. I really like to appreciate all of the contributions to this program under ACIC. So let's all together join in the middle of the room, and the to say goodbye to the audience. So please join in the middle. All together? Yes, so we are all here to create this amazing performance, successfully done. Well, there was a slight hiccup at the beginning, but that was the sense that we delivered on live. So that was good, I suppose. Right. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye. Bye-bye.